A pretty good week and 100k challenge evaluation were 54% across. It's been a long time that I've been doing trading, a very long time. To finally see some form of progression with a consistency is really good to see. It's been very tough on the mental, which is again something that I want to go over in a little bit more detail of what my thought process is. And it just jumps right, let's just jump right into this. So, I've just done a really super simple overview of what kind of I'm doing, the goals that I'm utilizing, the requirements that I'm utilizing to make sure that I'm actually keeping a consistent base on a structure for me to actually pass an evaluation phase. Now, discretion advised. Full disclosure, I have never passed an evaluation before. I've never gotten a payout. I've never got funding. I'm actually still unprofitable at this point. I'm being fully transparent with you. But my entire plan and structure of me posting is for my own benefit. And I also want to prove to myself that I can actually do the things that I say I wanted to get done. A 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio is the base. Like, I cannot take anything less than a 1 to 2. We are using a variable contract size based on the risk to reward. So if you're risking 200 ticks and you need to risk 1%, which is here, then you need to divide your account, which is 100k, divide that. What's 1% of 100k is 1,000. So you're risking $1,000. Now, if you're risking 200 ticks and you want to risk 1,000, what's your contract size? You do the 1,000 divided by the 200, which is your which is going to determine your contract size, which for me will be 5. So the average contract size that I'm taking is a 5 contract size on micro gold futures. You risk the 1%. That means if you need a 6% profit target, which in my case you do, then it would be technically, if you do the maths correctly, 3 winning trades will give you 6% profit target. Now, again, when we first started this out, there's been a lot of things and structure. Again, it's the first time I've done this, and I'm trying to follow a plan that we didn't follow. We didn't follow the 1 to 2, or I was closing out of my profits early, which obviously will tamper with the risk to reward ratio and the maths behind it, the numbers behind it. So next week, it's the last week of April. I need to get this thing done. We want to get it passed as quickly as possible. I've seen people online that pass it within like 2-3 days, right? They've got a proper structure. Unfortunately, that's not me. It's the first time I'm doing this. We're just going to take our time with it, but we're not going to baby the account, like I said. This week we've come out in green. I did not have a very good start on the week. Monday and Tuesday were absolutely horrendous for me. And also, when you look at the progression this month that we've been trading, I started trading the account on the 22nd of March. It's now 25th of April. So we have done 1 whole month of trading this account, and we're not even past on 1 phase. It's a little bit embarrassing for me to say to myself as well, but I guess we just have to take our time with it to make sure that we're making the right psychological choices and keeping the consistency up, which I have been doing. And this week has been really, really good. We had the 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. We actually finally took action on a variable contract size. For the past 3 weeks, I've been very hesitant on changing my contract sizing. So sometimes if I was in a position with only a 70 tick risk, I wouldn't change my contract size. I just keep it at 5. So technically, I'm actually under risking on the trade. Now, it does go to say, and it does go to show that it would have helped. It did help actually in some occasions where we had like a minus 60 tick loss. I only came up with minus 300 this week, and the minus 115 tick loss, we came out with 575. If I actually had risked 1%, we'd be a lot worse in a position or in the condition now. If I'm sitting here and filming this video, we'd be in a much worse position. But anyway, we only took 1 position with an extra contract on with the risk to adjust, and it did work out. So having that as the focus kind of helped me this week. And we came out in the green. So as you can see, the 20th is the start of the week. We took 2 trade positions and both turned out to be absolute dog ass. We tried taking 2 positions and it didn't really work out in our favor. First one was I was invalidated in the trade. We understood that. There was quite a lot of frustration going on with me in the charts. But for the position, sorry, it's not that one. It's this one, invalidated trade. Didn't make any sense at all. I said I wanted to take the rebreak of the highs, which actually, if it did rebreak the highs properly, we actually would have been validated into the trading position. However, for me, I set the buy stop a little bit too low. I set it like 3 ticks below the actual break of the highs of the previous 30-minute candle break of highs to utilize momentum on the higher time frame. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us. Price action continued to come down, and the worst part was we only realized we were wrong after the fact. The new 30 candle opened up with a top wick first and broke the highs, which, if you've been in the market for long and you understand price characteristics, when price breaks the highs first on a major time frame opening, you're most likely going to reject when you re-break the lows and get a very strong drive down. And what do we get? We get a very strong drive down, full stop loss hit at that point. So it was quite frustrating. However, it did show that you have to callous the mindset. There are learnings from this as well, because when we made a user error and we're actually not validating to a trade, you have the option to just close out as quickly as possible. Even though that's a loss, it's not going to be as detrimental as a full stop loss. So we've learnt from this, and I can only say I've learnt from it when we actually have that next experience again. So I'm learning from it. Tuesday's position, again, minus 60 ticks, which... it wasn't a setup. Like, we understood that the narrative made some form of sense, but the lower time frame was a little bit rocky. Narrative wasn't the same across all of the time frames. So the psychology on the start of the week was kind of too desperate to take trades. Coming from last weekend when we did a video based off of the deadline that we want to set, the plans going forward. We want to be very aspirational with the goals that we were setting ourselves and trying to get the $2,000 payout. It's gotten into my head a lot. So when you're in this industry, you have to protect your trading psychology and understand you've got to differentiate between when you're on the charts with your emotions, what is logical and what is an emotional reading on your price action. And just getting better at callousing your mind to execute based off of your logical price action is actually very difficult. And for me, I can have so many excuses saying that I didn't spend enough time, but everything actually comes down to me. So for me, I actually have just been half-assing the whole thing all the time. You can get up earlier. You can do things earlier. You can stop procrastinating. You can stop scrolling. In this generation, everyone's scrolling. And I still do it, right? I'm falling victim to it every single day. But just callousing your mind and making sure that, look, what you do outside of the charts is a direct reflection to how you're going to perform on the charts. If you understand this, then your lifestyle characteristics will improve. And inevitably, it will show on the charts. So now we're getting better performance. Why? Because I'm eating better, because I'm focusing better, because I'm actually sleeping better, I'm recovering better, I'm also training harder in the gym. All of these things are starting to glow up together, if you can use it in this context. But yeah, Tuesday really was kind of just an ass. And then we made it all back on Thursday where we took 2 positions. The second position I closed out early, granted, because price action started to form something that we didn't really like later trading session. But the first position actually would have been an original TP hit, excuse me, at 47.52. And I will link the video, I will timestamp it and put it up right now, or the link will be in the description. It's a full trading session. If that's something you'd like to watch, go watch it. I sped up some portions of it, and there are some cuts in it where I decided to press stop recording because it takes up a lot of storage, and also I have other things to do when I'm looking for positions. You know, I go downstairs, I come back upstairs, I go eat lunch or something. But inevitably, the main core important parts of breaking down price action, it's all listed in there. If you want to know how I break down my checklist, how I look at the narrative, how I develop a top-down analysis, and actually read price to get an entry, watch that video. It's got so much value for myself. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of value for you. You can just pick it out. I've timestamped it as well, so it's easy. If it's not on the YouTube thing where you can actually see the platform, the timestamps, just go to the description and you'll see all of it listed out. But yeah, it was a really good trade. It would have been a full TP hit at 47.52, but decided to trail stops. Price action started rejecting, and we got trailed out of that stop loss. And that also, another thing is trying to set your new order cancel order, like sell limits and sell stops for your take profit and stop loss is still something that I haven't mastered at all. The reason why we got executed out of this position was because I incorrectly set my OCO to current price action, or I maybe set it above price action, so it automatically closed me out at market order. Again, something that I'm working on. I'm not perfect. I don't think any other trader is perfect. It's just traders will perform better than, more experienced traders will perform better than less experienced traders. Even though I've got the years, I still haven't maybe learned as much as someone else in the same amount of time frame. Maybe they're trying much harder than me, which I can fully admit, hands up, I can definitely try harder, which is something I'm trying to do every single day now. Second position, we wanted the wick fill, so we managed to get the risk off area. I think we did. No, we didn't. We didn't get the risk off area, but lower time frame did give us indication price action should come down. When we had this candle closure, yeah, I remember this trade now. Price action started pushing down, and then we closed out full there, because we typically understand price action will fall further down to then come out to your stops, and actually price eventually did that on Thursday. No trades on Friday. Friday price action was kind of just ranging. There was potential here on that 4-hour time frame when we had different levels up, but I missed that opportunity, I will be honest, and that would probably be a TP hit. But then we were also trying to line up and set up for a new position here, which we'll most likely have on Monday open, depending on what Asian actually prints us. So we're sitting this week up with plus 147 ticks, and that is a plus $772 on the account. That's brought us 54% in terms of the progression with my Hollow Prime 100k challenge. It's still the first stage. We're still in the evaluation stage, but just remembering the core principles. When you're utilizing structure to try and pass these consistently, the structure I'm using is a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio, which I'm still trying to get perfect. It's not perfect. Some are 1.77s, some are 2.38s, which if you get more risk to reward is even better. If you get less than a 1-to-2, then it doesn't meet the requirement. The variable contract sizing is something that we've just learnt, and we're still learning to execute on the charts. Risking 1%, we've got no problem with, and trying to get that 6% profit target with a three winning trades. So this is why I only look at A++ setups. Developing the narrative, it works every single time. It's funny because every single loss that I've taken doesn't follow your full narrative. Every loss you see here, the minus 230, there actually wasn't enough indication on this trade, which means that I didn't follow the entire checklist. The loss here was also invalidated, and then the loss here was the same thing. We didn't follow the full time frame alignment. So the data shows that if you just follow the rules and you take out the emotional side of your psychology when you're on the charts and executing, it will go to your plan. So again, everything in trading targets your weaknesses and exploits what you are the least good at. So it's a test. It makes you a better human being. If you're getting into trading for that reason, you just got to keep trying. It's going to make you, it's going to break you, it's going to make you feel unconfident, inconfident, lack of confidence in yourself. It's going to make you ball up and just ask yourself so many questions of why me? Why am I going through this? Why did I even sign up for this? I still do ask myself these questions. But when you come out from a winning week after you've had a really tough start, it really proves to yourself that you can definitely get things done when you structure it correctly and have the right amount of focus and put yourself in an environment where you can focus better. For me, eating better, sleeping better, recovering better, and just making sure that maybe have some music, have a little playlist of some calm music. Sometimes that calms me down, sometimes that helps with the focus. But inevitably, it's just we're all the same. We're all on the same journey. Everyone hits it at a different area, at a different time. And I have a goal in mind, which I'm trying to hit. So we're still in the evaluation phase, but I'm the closest ever to passing it. We still have 46% to go. Hopefully next week will give us quite a few good opportunities in the charts. We remain focused. We remain adamant on these 4 very key things, and then sticking to your checklist. That's all. I appreciate the support from a lot of you that are following, subscribing for this journey, and maybe you're also going through the same thing. I hope this is also providing some value to you. I understand that my voice is very monotone. We have full raw clips here. There is no cutting at all. If this is the content that you enjoy, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and follow the journey. But aside from this, we are very, very close. And the goal is you pass the evaluation, you get the funded phase, you pass whatever consistency they have, $2,000. It's just $2,000. And then we take it from there. Then we do the whole process again, but hopefully with a more consistent basis. That is a wrap, and I'll see you all for Monday or even a Sunday recap. Maybe not the Sunday recap this week, because this is the Sunday recap. We'll do a Monday trading session. If we get any opportunities, I'll go ahead and drop a video.